Hey everybody, it's Drew with Como Comic Books. In today's video, we are going to dive into the top 10 comics featuring the women of Spider-Verse. Stay with us. Welcome back. If we're just meeting, my name's Drew Stewart. I am the owner of Como Comic Books, and we are a Columbia, Missouri-based comic book vendor. And here on our YouTube channel, we focus on bringing you the best tips and tricks that will help you take your comic collection to the next level. Just the other day, it was announced that director Olivia Wilde is going to be directing a currently unnamed Sony Marvel movie. What we do know is that this movie is going to feature a Spider-Woman. We don't know if that's the original Spider-Woman, if that's the second Spider-Woman, if that's Spider-Gwen, the modern era's version of Spider-Woman. So with all of this uncertainty, what better topic for a top 10 list than to cover 10 comics that could potentially see a bump in value or a spike in interest based on the announcement of this movie. As I just alluded to, we don't know exactly what this movie is going to look like yet. We are very early, and the character of Spider-Woman's not very cut and dry. There are several people who have filled the role throughout the years, and to go along with that, there are other female characters in the Spider-Verse that have performed supporting roles alongside these various versions of Spider-Woman. Today, we're going to dive into all of that, and we're going to give you our current best guesses on 10 books that you should start looking for now. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the list. In the number 10 spot is Edge of Spider-Verse number 2. Edge of Spider-Verse 2 features the first appearance of Spider-Gwen, who is known as Spider-Woman in her own parallel dimension. This book has been exceptionally hot for many months, going on years at this point. And while it's not a surprise that this book is impactful in the market right now, any list featuring key Spider-Woman or female characters from the Spider-Verse would be incomplete without mentioning Spider-Gwen. Edge of Spider-Verse 2 continues to draw a substantial premium in the market, as a high-grade raw copy will currently set you back in the neighborhood of $500. Coming in at number 9 on the list is Amazing Spider-Man 31. Amazing Spider-Man 31 is the first appearance of Gwen Stacy, and we are putting this book here simply to piggyback off Edge of Spider-Verse number 2. If you're more of a vintage collector, this book may appeal to you a lot more than Edge of Spider-Verse 2, as Gwen Stacy is and has been an established character in the Spider-Man universe for a very long time. One consideration with this issue: like most key Silver Age comics, it does command a bit of a premium when you are looking at high-grade copies. Currently, a high-grade copy of this book is going to cost you into the low four figures, somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500, and potentially higher as you talk about CGC slab sales. However, low to mid-grade copies are much more affordable, ranging from the low hundreds into the mid hundreds, depending on condition. So if you're a vintage collector and still want to get in on some of the Gwen Stacy hype that's been going on lately, Amazing Spider-Man 31 is going to be the book for you. In the number 8 spot is a book we've discussed before, Amazing Spider-Man 265. Amazing Spider-Man 265 is the first appearance of the Silver Sable. Silver Sable is a character that has worked alongside Spider-Man and many other female characters in the Spider-Man universe for many years. It's been rather common over the last 20 or 30 years to see Silver Sable and the Black Cat palling around, and for that reason, Silver Sable, Amazing Spider-Man 265 gets a mention on this list. Currently, you can pick this book up for under $50, as it will set you back for a high-grade raw copy in the $40 range right now. If you're getting value out of today's video, do us a favor, hit the like button, click subscribe, ring the notification bell. All of these things let YouTube know that you enjoy our content, you enjoy what we do here, and it helps spread the word to help get Como Comic Books content out to other viewers. In the number 7 spot is Amazing Spider-Man Free Comic Book Day 2007. This issue features the first appearance of Jackpot. Jackpot is a more recent addition to the list of supporting female characters in Spider-Man's world, as we first met Jackpot in the Brand New Day story arc when Spider-Man got a brand new start following a deal with the devil, literally. This is one of the more affordable books on the list, coming in at $18 for a high-grade raw copy. However, due to the fact that it's a free comic book day issue, it may be harder to find in really nice shape, as a lot of those books don't necessarily tend to be treated the best since they were given away for free. And if the first appearance of Jackpot is not enough to convince you to pick this issue up, it is also the first appearance of Mr. Negative, who has been one of the more well-received additions to Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery in the last several years. In the number 6 spot is Amazing Spider-Man 210. This issue features the first appearance of Madam Web. With the introduction of Madam Web, Spider-Man's universe began to grow exponentially. Learning that he was only part of a spider-focused universe, the introduction of Madam Web could be seen as ultimately seeding the initial concept of the Spider-Verse. With a previously announced project in the works at Sony featuring Madam Web, this book has already began to see some price increases. However, it is still attainable, as you can pick it up for under $100. In the number 5 spot is Secret Wars number 7. Secret Wars 7 features the first appearance of the second Spider-Woman, Julia Carpenter. Spider-Woman 2 was cameoed in Secret Wars number 6, so if you're a cameo collector or choose to speculate on cameos, be sure and pick up that issue as well. But this one comes in at $10 for a high-grade raw copy, should be readily available, and is the most budget-minded issue on this list. Being number 2 does not stop for Julia Carpenter with Spider-Woman. In Amazing Spider-Man 637, she takes over the mantle of Madam Web following the death of the original Madam Web. Spoiler alert, sorry. In the number 4 position is Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3, number 4. This issue features the first appearance of Silk. Silk is another spider-centered superheroine that has seen a lot of interest since the movie Edge of Spider-Verse came out, opening up the world to the many varieties and different types of Spider-Man type characters in the greater universe. Since its release, this issue has seen a lot of speculation, and for such a relatively new issue, being just a few years old, already commands a $100 price tag. Due to being a fairly recent issue, this book isn't particularly hard to find, but it does feature a few variants, some of which command a multiple $100 price tag. So if you're looking to further dive into different Spider-Man characters, Spider-Verse characters, be sure and keep this book on your list. In the number 3 spot is Amazing Spider-Man 194. This issue features the first appearance of Felicia Hardy as the Black Cat. The Black Cat is a longtime associate and companion of Spider-Man and has had a strong fan following for many years at this point. With the kind of luck one would associate with a Black Cat, Felicia Hardy and the Black Cat have had multiple projects rumored, potentially started, all to wind up with everything falling apart and no official release to date. This is a book that has really spiked in popularity in the last 3 to 4 years. I remember buying this thing in stacks for $10 to $15 for mid-grade copies for many years. I'm sure there are others that remember even better prices, but we saw all of that change when Felicia Hardy was in the Amazing Spider-Man number 2 movie. As I mentioned, we still don't have a Black Cat movie, but as interest and further development in the Spider-Man universe continues in Sony, this character has such a fan following that it is almost a certainty that we are going to see Felicia and or the Black Cat pop up at some point, hopefully in the near future. So if you're interested in a more stable or a safer investment, I would look at Amazing Spider-Man 194, which currently is going to set you back about $240, $250 for a high-grade raw copy. In the number 2 spot is What If number 105, the first appearance of Mayday Parker, otherwise known as Spider-Girl. This issue, which is set in an alternate universe where Mayday Parker, the daughter of Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson, grows up and assumes the role of a superhero following in her father's footsteps, in my opinion, is the sleeper book of a lot of these Spider-Man issues. The Mayday Parker character goes on to be featured in her own title that ran for several issues, Spider-Girl, and does have a decent fan following. However, despite having that fan base, these issues can be hard to track down, and What If 105 may be a book that you're not going to find at your average local comic shop or at just any vendor's booth at a comic show. In the world of the internet, they're readily available on eBay, but I think this book has a lot of potential, and at a $115 price point for a high-grade raw copy, there's a relatively low amount of risk, particularly if this character pops up in a featured role in the near future. So keep an eye out for What If 105, the first appearance of Mayday Parker, the Spider-Girl. In the number 1 spot in today's list is Marvel Spotlight number 32, the first appearance of Jessica Drew, the original Spider-Woman. This issue has exploded in the last couple days. Current values for a raw, high-grade copy are pushing into the realm of $300 plus, and since the news broke that Olivia Wilde is going to be directing a Spider-Woman movie for Sony, all the attention has shifted to this book. Marvel Spotlight number 32 may be the most obvious book to put on your list if you're looking to invest in or speculate on a future Spider-Woman movie. Just keep in mind that there are multiple versions, as we've laid out, of the Spider-Woman character over the history of the last 50 years of the Marvel Universe. The Jessica Drew version of Spider-Woman does go on to have her own solo title. Spider-Woman number 1, the first issue of that series, would be another book to put on your list if Spider-Woman is something you would like to invest in or speculate on. Now I'd like to take a moment to thank a couple people who took the time to leave us a comment on some of our previous videos. So Brian Sheridan and JC Hesh, thank you all for watching. I'm glad you enjoyed the content, and stay tuned, we'll have more coming for you. Thank you everybody for watching today. I hope you have a great time getting out, whether it's at your local comic book store or eBay, the internet, wherever you buy your comic books, and tracking down some of these issues. If you enjoyed the video, if you got some good tips out of today's content, please hit that like button, click subscribe, share the video out to your friends, and let them know you're getting your comic book tips from Como Comic Books here on YouTube. Thank you again, and we will see you in the next video.